now recording.
We are now back in public public session, and I would ask the clerk to read a motion to certify that the proceedings we did were within the scope of the law and germane to the items that we
We only
discussed.
discussed the
okay?
items that, for
Right.
personnel.
So I think that's got it
So
close
moved.
enough.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Nash has made the motion, and Mr. Page has seconded. I'll now ask for the council to certify, starting with Mr. Almond.
Certified. Certified.
Certified.
Certified.
Certified.
Certified.
Certified.
We certify by 7-0. Any other business to come before council? I'm going to continue.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to continue this meeting till Wednesday, January 17th. Is that correct?
Wednesday, January 18th.
Wednesday, January 18th at 7 o'clock. And the purpose of that meeting will be to interview the two recommended candidates for the DBI. Are you finished with your briefing? Do you need anything else for that?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's a lot going on, call me.
All
Got
right.
questions, see someone in favor, give me a buzz.
So
Let you know.
if memory serves, I'm continuing this meeting, and we have 7 here. We'll be able to do anything we need to do if anything else pops up.
I got a question. Now, y'all saying that we're gonna meet here with this here, with the two applicants, right?
That's correct.
That wasn't how this thing was supposed to be set up. But I mean, if that's the way y'all wanna do it, I mean, it's cool with me, and I'm sure the employment committee doesn't care.
I
Okay.
think, Jen, did you look at other minutes? What council wanna do? I know it was the two. Was it committee or the full council?
It was the council.
I believe when the mayor was talking, the previous mayor was talking.
That's what the mayor said.
Right.
But when it was originally set up, it wasn't set up that way. But I don't really care. I mean, you know, I don't have any problem
We
with
are
y'all
planning
doing it.
employment and police at 6.
At 6.
And the next day, accountant finance, which is you three. Are y'all available on Thursday for the bus budget? Sure. Okay.
What
And
Thursday you
who's
talking
the third
about?
person on employment and police?
Right here.
Right here.
Go on, man.
It's
You two. and-
Go on,
the
man.
Three Musketeers.
Employment? Okay.
Yeah, he
So
said you already replied, so you were good.
I
So what are
applied.
you asking for?
So employment and police will be next Wednesday at 6
At 6
p.m.,
o'clock.
which will be before the continued meeting.
Okay.
And then accountant finance, which is you three, will be on the Thursday at 6 p.m. to discuss the bus budget. So everybody's good with all of that? Sure. Okay.
Which, by the way, I
So I
forgot
can send
to,
out the notification.
I forgot to ask Mr. Mayor, did you have a time frame you wanna hear back from the Health and Ordinance Committee?
What I understood the
Sooner
vote
rather
was
than
we've
later.
turned it over to you, and you will guide us, and as you have information, you update us, and then hopefully as soon as possible, you can make some recommendations.
It's a important enough issue where I think sooner rather than later.
So it's something we need to meet right away?
I forgot to tell Ms.
Within a
Moorfield
month.
that this is lightning speed for the council to take something up, in my opinion. I'm gonna reach out to her and tell her that. In my 8 years' experience, what we're doing is as quick as the council can react. Would you agree?
The government's wheels are typically slow, and that's been my biggest angst about anything is.
Right.
I will say that I believe Mr. Miller is correct, and again, it's not a big deal with me either, but if the council wants it that way, but I was at the meeting where you guys discussed the interviewing, and I believe the committee was supposed to interview and bring a recommendation
To the council. That's the way it was supposed to be. But all of a sudden, it's changed.
Well, look,
And I want to
we're
know-
right here in open session, so.
You know, like he said, we were supposed to meet those two candidates. We were supposed to interview them and then turn them over to council and the council make a decision.
Whatever you say, sir. I don't mind. I could care
Well,
less.
do that, we can still just move the police employment committee to 7. Council doesn't meet, and then bring a recommendation on the 23rd.
Right.
Sounds good to me. If that's agreeable, that the police
But I think the
employment want to
interviews
do
are
it.
set for 7 o'clock
7 and 7:30.
on the 18th.
What's the pleasure of council?
It don't really, I mean, you know, I don't think we should, I don't think that if Eric has a thing on his committee, and then I don't think if he's already decided what he wanted to do and everybody knew about it, I don't think we should come back and change it. Unless the whole council agrees to it. That's just the way I feel about it.
What's the pleasure, council? You want, as a committee, do the interviews? You want to council?
I mean, at the,
You're not bound by the decision made last month.
We're in open session, so I would entertain a motion, whichever way council would like to go, please.
my,
Committee interview?
I mean, maybe I don't know what the will of the Employment and Police Committee is, but I I was under the impression that with the two candidates that were brought from DBI, as long as one of those candidates didn't completely fall on their face, that we were gonna go with DBI's recommendation, but maybe I just misunderstood. They're the ones that are gonna have to be working with them.
And because you, what, now, isn't that job description say other duties assigned? Remember we talked about
I
that?
would assume it does, I can't tell you that
Right.
right offhand, but I assume it would have.
I would hope that we would keep in mind equal opportunity employment,
Of course,
so.
goes without saying.
All that was added there, and we advertised, I think they advertised 2 separate times.
Right, but
Yeah,
going on with
They're
that, we can't
interviewing
make a
today and tomorrow.
predetermination.
Today and tomorrow they're
Yeah.
interviewing.
Well, it was yesterday and today, but that was the plan, to be able to come to the council or committee or whatever, but
I'm,
I'm gonna ask you again.
Whatever
Everybody's on
came
committee
up to
assignments, and I'm on the DBI committee.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, since we're talking about
I don't have a
it,
problem with you
this
sitting
is
on
an
that.
issue that I'm gonna be
Council?
abstaining from anyway, due to a conflict of interest.
Say what now?
I'm gonna be abstaining from that entire issue, due to a conflict of interest that I'll be filing with the clerk. So I don't wanna have any talk about whether it goes, I'm not gonna be a part of any talk about how you guys hire the person. So,
I move that we, allow the, Employment and Police Committee to work in conjunction with DBI and bring forth a candidate for the position.
And
There's
Jake
no-
will also
No
be
need for
there.
us to meet
Yeah,
as
that's only
a
because
whole.
of, because of the,
And Jake will be there because he's on the DBI committee.
or I'm just a liaison appointed in this committee
But you
All
need
right.
for
Is
DBI.
there a second?
Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Well, if you don't mind, the motion's been made and seconded. Help me again with your motion,
It is for the interviews to be conducted by the committee,
okay?
which would be
At 7 PM,
um,
the meeting that I'm going,
Ms. Williams,
I won't,
the
I don't need to continue.
the
now.
chairman here, and Mr. Gormas, and then Jake would be in on it because he's the DBI.
Right.
All right, so
liaison.
my question is, and maybe you can help me here, that's 4 council members. So that's a meeting.
I think
So-
you, technically can call that a meeting.
But it's gonna be an employment police committee meeting called anyway. I gotta
No,
set
it's a
that
meeting of
notification for
council, you
anyway.
have 4 members
I
of
think we
council.
discussed this years ago, I think you can have the fourth member that can't participate. And Mr.
Oh,
Martin, if you remember, he wanted to
absolutely,
come.
I mean, yes, so is it, are
But
you
the
gonna
mayor is
be,
a de facto member of.
I'm
the
gonna be
committee,
here,
So
right,
that would be a fourth anyhow, so.
but that doesn't count, we can have committee meetings with me, the 3 council members and me. I'm a de facto
They
member.
gotta be public, right.
Right.
Everything gotta be public.
Right.
the discussion.
So, are you saying that, are you gonna be as an audience member, or are you planning on participating?
Who was that, Jake?
I don't think participation of,
you're gonna put a notice out to the public anyway, right? So what does it matter?
Bob,
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
the
It's all-
question
it's all
is,
public.
Mr. Alman, are you agreeable that you'll be in the audience?
but the end result is, guys, aren't we doing these interviews in closed session?
That's what I thought.
I thought we was doing an interview in a closed session.
Okay, if memory serves me, then any council member can be in the committee meeting on closed session. Is that correct?
I don't know the answer to that, I have to find out.
Well-
I know that
We'll
they
figure
said
out
with
what we-
council the other day, council can allow anyone to be in there. I don't know if it applies to the committee or not.
We'll get you an answer, I don't wanna tell you.
I think Mr. Page just agreed that as long as we advertise it the way we're saying it, you're fine.
Yeah, I think we're fine.
We'll advertise on it.
There's nothing hiding. I mean, you can look at the camera and say we're not hiding
Well-
anything.
You advertise it, you start the meeting open, you do a closed session motion,
Correct.
and then you
Yeah, that's
interview.
what I'm saying now, so
Committee can-
asking everybody to be there so I can get the notice out.
Committee can invite anybody they want.
That's
in the
fine,
closed
that's
session.
fine with me.
And
So
then-
we have a
and then-
sir?
Then the committee would bring it to us at the regular council meeting.
Right.
Well, yes, that's correct, cause that's a week later. That's fine with me, so. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Roll call vote because of the significance of it with Mr. Alman first.
Aye.
Abstain.
Motion carries 6-0. Is there any other business to come before council?
5-0. I abstained. Wait, 1, 2.
6?
Oh, yeah. Several, never mind, sorry.
6-0, yeah.
There's 7 of us. I forgot.
6:01.
There's 6.
I'm on finance committee.
So are we not continuing the meeting then?
I don't see where I
6:01.
need to
knew it was
continue the
wrong.
meeting.
Number was wrong.
No, because the committee is gonna report to council on the 23rd. Is that correct?
There was somebody who said-
Hearing no other business, the meeting is adjourned.
Birthday.
It's 9:24.
Sorry, Mr. Miller, I tried.
Ain't no problem.
25th
I'm
next
glad we
week.
got this